Not about us, all about Him. All about us giving Him the glory. It's not about you, not about me. All about us giving Him the praise. Not about us, all about Him. All about us giving Him the glory. It's not about you, not about me. It's all about us giving Him the praise.
Good morning, folks. It's great to be here, isn't it? See so much life. That's what we're going to be looking at for the next 5 minutes, is the word life. It's always used as an expression as well, isn't it? Life. How's life? How's things? How's it going? Yeah? We use it all the time. And when we look about this morning, we see so much life, don't we? We see all the little kids. We see little baby Katie here and a lovely wee hairband. And over here we've got Judah and we've got Lucas over here. And there's just so much life. Just wondering what's in the water at the moment. All these wee babies being born. I'll stick to Diet Coke at the moment. But it is something we ask. And life is something that we need to watch and take care of very, very closely. And you know that yourselves, having a wee child. You know, you need to watch everything that comes about with children, don't you? Because there's so much danger. There's so much things that could happen to them, with accidents and whatnot. We just have to protect it. But what about your life? What about the way you're living your life? How's life going for you? There's a lot of people in the world who would say, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm content with the way things are. There's other people who will turn around and say things like, you know, I'm happy. Things are great. You know, the sun's shining, you know, getting a bit of a suntan, Jimmy, and all these things are happening. It's great, you know. Things are good. And then there's people who have another view on it, don't they? Life ain't too hot. Some people are going through things at the moment that, you know, they wish they rather weren't going through. Some things affect them in a way that make them feel sad. Well, I've been thinking about this word life now for quite a while. In fact, I've probably been thinking about this word life for about 6 weeks. For the last 6 weeks, in an attempt to shift some of the weight I had on, I decided to go along to the gym. And at the gym, in front of the treadmill that I was using, written on the wall, it said, run for your life. So rather than sort of look all around me, I was concentrating on this word life, just kept staring at it, kept looking straight ahead for fear that maybe I'd slip off the back of this treadmill thing and make a fool of myself, you know. Try to concentrate on something other than feeling my lungs come out of my chest or want to sit on top of my chest or me wanting to throw up on this treadmill thing. But when I looked at this word life, it spoke to me. Not literally, but it did speak to me. Because I thought as I looked at the word life, I thought to myself, you know, life can be lived as one big if. Can't it? When you look right into the middle of the word life, you see the word if. Do you know something? There's nothing worse than living a life that's just one big if. What if? Only if. If I had of. Living a life full of the word if and past regrets that we'll have is a life that's full of regret. What a terrible life to live, huh? Always looking back to the past, wondering, what if I had done this, or what if I had done that, or what if I had got this break, or what if? C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Narnia books, he's also an author and a Christian, said this: has this world been so kind to you that you leave with regret? There are better things ahead than what we leave behind. There are better things ahead than what we leave behind. Do you know something? Leaf and Natasha here and little baby Katie, there's better things ahead than what's already been. You think of all the memories you guys are about to establish now, with this little baby coming along and with all the things that are going to happen, Christmases, birthdays, all those different things, going to the park, going to the beach, all these memories that you can build. No matter what has happened in the past now, forget that. There's a whole big adventure for this little family, isn't there? I mean, look, all of us who have had kids, we know the difference, yeah? Between being young and single, and then you have your family, and you live a life that's all ahead of you. You don't look back with regret, but you look at all the memories that you make along the way, don't you? Life is better looking ahead than looking back. In fact, if we can turn to the book of Philippians and see what God has to say on this. The book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 13 and 15. John, let's put it up and we can all have a look at it. A life of regret. Brothers, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead. Even the Bible tells us, don't live a life of regrets. Look forward. As C.S. Lewis said, there's better things to come than that have been. Yeah? There is hope. Don't live a life full of if. Also, let's put that word life back up again. While I was staring at it, there was another word that springs to mind. We live a life that is a lie. What a terrible thing to do. Live a life that is a lie. Lying to others, lying to yourself, and ultimately lying to God. You see, you can get away with lying to others, can't you? But it always catches up on you because you have to become a good actor, don't you? You have to remember your lines. You have to remember what you've said before. You always have to keep reinventing yourself, and you can never be your true self. You know what's worse than living a life to others? A life that's a lie to others? Is living a life that is a lie to yourself. There's nothing worse than that. In fact, another great author from the past, William Shakespeare, said this: "To thine own self be true. It must follow then, as night follows day. Thou canst not then be false to any man." To thine own self be true. We can live a life that's full of lies and lie to ourselves that we're okay, that we're getting on, that things are all right the way they are, and I'm okay, Jack, and all those things that come with it. Living a lie to other people whenever your heart is breaking. I'm great. No, I'm fine. Honestly, but inside all the time your heart breaks. What does the Bible say about living a life that's a lie? The epistle, 1 John, chapter 1 and verse 6 says this: "If we claim to have fellowship with him, yet walk in darkness, we lie and do not live by the truth." A lot of people say, I know who God is. I know what I have to do. I know the Bible. You can say, I know this, I know that, I believe this, I believe in God. That's okay, I believe in God. Well, unless you're walking in the light, unless you're walking by the way that he has put out, you're just living a lie. And you're not living a lie to others. You're living a lie to yourself. But what does Jesus say about life? John chapter 10 and verse 10 says this: that the enemy of our soul, the thief, he comes to seek, to steal, and to kill and destroy. But Jesus says, I have come that they might have life and have it to the full. You see, life isn't about 2 letters, the word if. Life is not also about 3 letters, the word lie. But life is about 4 letters. Life is about being complete. And the only way to have a complete life is to have a life that is following after God and doing what your Creator has told you to do. That's not a life of handcuffs or chains or putting you into bondage or putting you into prison. But as we've seen in that verse, it's about having life and life to the full. What about living a life that is completely free of regret? What about living a life that's free of the lies that you've had to have beforehand to protect yourself? What about having a life that has no darkness in it but has light? What about having a life that is full of happiness instead of full of brokenheartedness? Do you know something? That's what Jesus offers to you this morning. In fact, let us live a life that is complete, lived out as God intended. After all, it has been purchased at such a great price. His life. He gave his life that we might have life. And that's the great paradox of the universe. That God, who many people say is nothing but a judge, a man with a grey beard, pointing his finger at you, telling you you've done wrong. No, God is the man who made a way for you by giving up his life that you might have life.
Not about us, all about him. All about us giving him the glory. It's not about you, not about me. All about us giving him the praise. Not about us, all about him. All about us giving him the glory. It's not about you, not about me. It's all about us giving him